We have been discussing educational research in the quantitative research framework for a while. Sometimes researchers want to obtain an in-depth look at a particular individual, situation, or set of materials. Researchers ask, how do these people act? Or how are things done? Or how do people give meaning to their lives? To answer questions such as these, researchers use a number of methodologies that bear the label qualitative research. In this chapter, we discuss the essentials of this approach. Many researchers are more interested in the quality of a particular activity than in how often it occurs or how it would otherwise be evaluated. Research studies that investigate the quality of relationships, activities, situations, or materials are referred to as qualitative research. There is a greater emphasis on a holistic description. Qualitative researchers want to describe the details of what goes on instead of comparing effects or group differences in quantitative research. For instance, I may be interested in knowing the ethics perspective of in-service teachers in classroom assessment. All the detailed information related to that topic should be included in my research. Please review Table 18.1 for more information on the differences between the two methodologies. Think of the relationship this way. Qualitative and quantitative studies represent two ends of a spectrum, with mixed methods residing somewhere in the middle. We will briefly discuss mixed methods research at the end of the course. Here are major characteristics of qualitative research. Naturalistic inquiry means there is no manipulation and researchers want the situations to unfold naturally. Inductive analysis means we want to discover the categories from the data. This is to be compared with deductive analysis, in which we test the derived hypothesis to confirm the theory. We have explained a holistic perspective as focusing on the whole phenomena. We are interested in detailed information. Detailed and comprehensive description is included in qualitative data. We offer our own insights into the study. We assume a dynamic process and case-specific situations. We will place our findings in a context. As researchers, we have our own perspective. Therefore, it is hard to maintain complete objectivity. We should include personal experience and try to take a natural stance to the content. There needs to be openness to changes based on what occurs during the study. The steps in the qualitative research process are in some ways similar to those for the quantitative approach, but in some ways are very different. All qualitative studies should have a distinct starting and ending point. They begin when the researcher identifies the phenomena and end when a final conclusion is made. Here are the steps. First, identification of the phenomena to be studied. This helps to foreshadow problems. Identification of the participants in the study using a purposive sampling collection very often. Take a minute to refresh your memory of purposive sampling in Chapter 6. Generation of hypotheses. They are typically formulated after the researchers have begun the study and they emerge from the data. Many times, you do not see discussions or hypotheses in qualitative studies. The propositions can be stated prior to the study to express the ideas of the researchers. The actual data collection procedure, which involves continuing observation, and no manipulation of variables is involved. In practice, I do see qualitative studies with interventions and data analysis. This is a bit different from the data analysis we learned in Module 4 using statistics. We will discuss more about data analysis in Chapter 19 and 20. Finally, the interpretation and conclusion aspect of qualitative research does not occur until all the data is collected and analyzed. In practice, you may see qualitative studies not following these steps. However, you should find similar elements in qualitative research articles. There are a number of approaches to qualitative research. Here are their brief descriptions. We will talk more about ethnographic and historical methods in Module 7. Some approaches can be combined into one study. You are not required to know the details of each method in this course. Please review the book chapter I posted if you want to learn more about different qualitative methods. A generalization is usually thought of as a statement or claim that applies to more than one individual, group, or situation. This is common in quantitative research, but less common in qualitative research. The value of generalization is that it allows us to have expectations about the future. But qualitative research seldom has justification for generalizing its findings. The transferability of qualitative findings may be possible, but replication is really needed. Thus, replication of qualitative studies becomes more important than for quantitative studies. Ethics issues need to be considered in qualitative studies. We need to protect the identity of our participants and treat participants with respect. In addition, researchers should always do their best to ensure that no physical or psychological harm will come to any participants in the study. Qualitative and quantitative research can be used together, as in a mixed methods study. Descriptive statistics are sometimes used to provide quantitative details in a qualitative study, and the most widely held view is that there is no one best method. There is a role for both qualitative and quantitative research. Researchers need to decide what they want to do in their studies and only then select the best method that fits their needs. That's all for today.